Have you ever felt held back by past experiences? Do you sometimes react to situations in ways that seem out of proportion or hard to understand? These might be signs that your inner child needs healing. In this video, we'll explore powerful therapy strategies to heal your inner child and help you live a more fulfilling life. Let's start by understanding what we mean by the inner child. This concept refers to the part of our psyche that holds onto childhood experiences, emotions, and beliefs. It's not a literal child within us, but rather a metaphor for the way our early life experiences shape our adult thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Our inner child can influence how we interact with others, handle stress, and view ourselves. When we talk about healing the inner child, we're really talking about addressing and resolving issues from our past that continue to affect us in the present. This process can help us break free from negative patterns, improve our relationships, and increase our overall well-being. Now let's delve into the signs that might indicate your inner child needs healing. These can manifest in various ways. You might find yourself overreacting to certain situations, struggling with low self-esteem, or having difficulty trusting others. Perhaps you often feel anxious or depressed without a clear reason. You might also notice that you have trouble setting boundaries or tend to people-please at your own expense. These are all potential indicators that your inner child is carrying unresolved wounds. It's important to understand how childhood experiences can have such a lasting impact. Our brains are incredibly adaptable, especially during our early years. The experiences we have and the ways we learn to cope with them become deeply ingrained patterns. If we experience trauma, neglect, or even well-intentioned but misguided parenting, we might have developed beliefs or behaviors that no longer serve us as adults. For example, a child who didn't receive consistent emotional support might grow up to be an adult who has difficulty expressing their needs or trusting others. Or someone who experienced criticism or high expectations in childhood might become an adult who struggles with perfectionism or fear of failure. These patterns, formed in childhood as survival mechanisms, can persist long after they're no longer helpful or necessary. Understanding inner child healing is crucial for personal growth and well-being. The goal of this process is not to change the past. That's impossible. Instead, it's about changing how we relate to our past experiences and learning new, healthier ways of thinking, feeling, and behaving. By healing our inner child, we can release old pain, develop greater self-compassion, and create more fulfilling relationships. The benefits of inner child healing can be profound. As we work through our past issues, we often find that we become more confident and assertive. We may experience improved emotional regulation, meaning we're better able to handle life's ups and downs without becoming overwhelmed. Our relationships often improve as we learn to communicate more effectively and set healthy boundaries. Many people also report a greater sense of inner peace and self-acceptance. Now that we've laid the groundwork, let's explore some powerful strategies for healing your inner child. The first strategy is self-reflection. This involves taking time to explore your childhood memories and experiences. It's about looking back with curiosity and compassion, not judgment. Try to identify patterns in your behavior or emotional responses that might be rooted in your past. To practice self-reflection, you might start by thinking about your earliest memories. What feelings do they bring up? How did you perceive yourself and the world around you? Are there any beliefs you formed during childhood that you still hold today? As you reflect, remember that the goal isn't to blame anyone or rehash old hurts, but to gain insight into how your past has shaped your present. The second strategy is reparenting techniques. This involves learning to give yourself the care, validation, and support that you might have missed out on as a child. It's about becoming the nurturing, supportive parent to yourself that you always needed. One key aspect of reparenting is practicing self-compassion. This means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a good friend. When you make a mistake or face a setback, instead of harsh self-criticism, try offering yourself words of comfort and encouragement. Positive self-talk is another important reparenting technique. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. If you notice that you often speak to yourself in a critical or harsh way, try to shift to a more supportive and encouraging tone. For instance, instead of telling yourself, "I'm so stupid," you might say, "I'm learning and growing every day." The third strategy for healing your inner child is emotional release. Many of us learned early on to suppress certain emotions, especially those deemed negative, like anger or sadness. However, suppressing emotions doesn't make them go away. It just pushes them down where they can cause problems later. Emotional release is about finding safe and healthy ways to express and process these feelings. There are many ways to practice emotional release. Some people find it helpful to journal, allowing themselves to write freely about their feelings without censorship. Others might use art, music, or movement to express emotions. Physical activities like punching a pillow or screaming into a pillow can be useful for releasing anger in a safe way. The key is to find methods that feel right for you and allow you to fully experience and move through your emotions. The fourth strategy we'll discuss is inner child dialogue. This involves creating a connection with your inner child through visualization and communication exercises. One way to do this is to imagine your child self sitting across from you. What would you say to comfort and reassure that child? What does that child need to hear from you? Another powerful technique is writing letters to your younger self. You might write about the challenges you faced, offer words of comfort and understanding, or share wisdom from your adult perspective. This can be a deeply moving and healing experience, allowing you to process past hurts and offer the support you needed but didn't receive at the time. The fifth strategy for healing your inner child is boundary setting. Many of us who carry childhood wounds struggle with setting and maintaining healthy boundaries. We might have learned that our needs weren't important, or that we had to put others first to be loved and accepted. Learning to set boundaries is a crucial part of healing and self-care. Setting boundaries involves learning to say no to things that don't serve you, and yes to things that do. It's about recognizing your own needs and limits and communicating them clearly to others. This might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to putting everyone else's needs before your own. But remember, setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's necessary for your well-being and for creating healthy relationships. Start small with boundary setting. Practice saying no to minor requests that you'd rather not do. Pay attention to how it feels in your body when someone is pushing your boundaries, and use that as a cue to speak up for yourself. Remember, you have the right to have and express your own needs and preferences. The sixth strategy is seeking professional help. While self-help techniques can be very powerful, sometimes we need additional support to heal deep-seated wounds. There's no shame in seeking help from a mental health professional. In fact, it's a sign of strength and self-awareness to recognize when you need extra support. There are several types of therapy that can be particularly helpful for inner child healing. These include cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which can help you identify and change negative thought patterns; psychodynamic therapy, which explores how your past influences your present; and trauma-focused therapies like EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, for those dealing with past traumas. When considering therapy, look for a therapist who has experience with inner child work and who you feel comfortable with. Remember, the therapeutic relationship itself can be a powerful tool for healing, providing a safe space for you to explore your feelings and experiences. The seventh strategy we'll discuss is mindfulness and meditation. These practices can be incredibly helpful in healing your inner child by bringing you into the present moment and helping you develop greater self-awareness. Mindfulness involves paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without judgment. This can help you become more aware of your inner child's needs and responses. Meditation can help calm your mind and reduce stress, creating a safe internal environment for healing work. There are many different types of meditation, so you might need to experiment to find what works best for you. You could start with simple breathing exercises, focusing on your breath as it moves in and out of your body. Or you might try guided visualizations specifically designed for inner child healing. Grounding techniques are another helpful aspect of mindfulness. These are practices that help you feel more connected to the present moment and to your physical body. They can be particularly useful when you're feeling overwhelmed or triggered. A simple grounding technique is to focus on your 5 senses. Notice 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Now that we've covered these powerful strategies, let's talk about how to incorporate them into your daily life. Healing your inner child isn't something that happens overnight. It's an ongoing process that requires patience and commitment. However, there are small actions you can take every day to support your healing journey. Start by setting aside a few minutes each day for self-reflection. This could be through journaling, meditation, or simply quiet contemplation. Make a habit of checking in with yourself regularly, asking how you're feeling and what you need. Practice self-compassion throughout your day. When you notice self-critical thoughts, pause and ask yourself how you would speak to a friend in the same situation. Then, try to offer yourself that same kindness. Create a nurturing environment for yourself. This might involve surrounding yourself with positive people who support your growth, or creating a physical space in your home that feels safe and comforting. It could also mean engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Remember to be patient with yourself as you work on healing your inner child. This process can bring up difficult emotions and memories. It's normal to experience some discomfort or resistance. When this happens, remind yourself that these feelings are part of the healing process. There will likely be challenges and setbacks along the way. You might have days where old patterns resurface, or where you feel like you're not making progress. This is completely normal. Healing isn't a linear process. It often involves 2 steps forward and 1 step back. When you face setbacks, try not to get discouraged. Instead, view them as opportunities for learning and growth. What triggered the setback? What can you learn from this experience? Remember, every step of the journey, even the difficult ones, is bringing you closer to healing. Staying committed to the process is key. It can be helpful to remind yourself why you started this healing journey in the first place. What changes do you hope to see in your life? How will healing benefit you and those around you? Keeping your motivation in mind can help you stay focused during challenging times. As you continue on your healing journey, you'll likely start to notice changes not just in yourself, but in your relationships with others. Healing your inner child can have a powerful ripple effect. As you become more self-aware and compassionate with yourself, you'll likely find that you're able to extend that awareness and compassion to others as well. You might notice that you're better able to understand and empathize with others' emotions and behaviors. You may find yourself reacting less and responding more thoughtfully in difficult situations. Your relationships might become more authentic as you learn to express your true self and your needs more clearly. This ripple effect can extend beyond your personal relationships. As you heal, you might find that you're better able to contribute positively to your community or workplace. You might feel more confident in pursuing your goals and dreams. The work you do to heal yourself can truly make the world a better place. As we come to the end of this video, let's recap the key strategies we've discussed for healing your inner child. Self-reflection to understand your past experiences and their impact. Reparenting techniques to give yourself the care and support you need. Emotional release to process suppressed feelings. Inner child dialogue to connect with and nurture your younger self. Boundary setting to protect your emotional well-being, seeking professional help when needed. Mindfulness and meditation to increase self-awareness and reduce stress. Remember, healing your inner child is a journey, not a destination. It's about progress, not perfection. Every step you take towards understanding and nurturing your inner child is a step towards a more fulfilling, authentic life. You have the strength and resilience to heal. Your past experiences have shaped you, but they don't have to define your future. By working to heal your inner child, you're not just improving your own life, you're breaking cycles and creating positive change that can extend for generations. Take it one day at a time, be patient with yourself, and celebrate every small victory along the way. You're doing important, life-changing work. Trust the process and trust yourself. Your inner child and your adult self deserve all the love, care, and healing you can give. Thank you for watching this video on healing your inner child. We hope you found these strategies helpful and inspiring. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. There are many resources and support systems available if you need them. Wishing you all the best on your path to healing and growth.